all natural. Well,
Yeah.
okay, so first question, Justin, and you can take this in whatever way you like. Strict compliance or creative innovation?
I would say that you need to kind of have both. You need to be innovative, but also you have to follow the compliance guidelines because those are put forth by the government or by the regulations of HIPAA. So you have to follow those kind of to a T. But you can be creative and innovative in the ways you present them to people and how you explain them to people in order for them to actually be compliant. For example, like with cyber insurance, you have to check the box, not just check the boxes, but implement those things into your company in the way that you see fit.
Mm-hmm. Perfect. Let's move on. What will define the next 10 years of MSPs?
That is a good question. I believe strong and powerful leadership in terms of having really soft skills, learning how to communicate these highly technical things to your clients and other people through podcasts, through meetings, and just trying to get the word out there for clarification to understand why we need all these things for the businesses in order to cover them. So a lot of MSPs are very technical, but some of them lack those people skills and soft skills.
Yeah, agreed. And question number 3. What do people misunderstand the most about MSPs?
Pretty much everything. A lot of people that I encounter, they're like, what in the Sam hell is an MSP? So I have to kind of explain to them, okay, IT consulting, cybersecurity consulting, but we do all this also. So people don't really understand that as a managed service provider, we have a huge stack of services and we can pretty much cover everything that they would need without going outside of the MSP. We're like the guardians of the galaxy for their business.
Can I ask, if someone they think they know what an MSP is, what are the kind of things that maybe they misunderstand? Someone who's not a total expert, that they think, oh yeah, MSPs, they do this, right?
That's a good question. I would say they know, they think, oh, IT services. Okay, we do all their IT work. We do the help desk, break, fix. But it's more about being proactive. And managed service providers helping you change your behavior to be proactive. Or a good managed service provider anyway. They're not just trying to sell you products or helping you change your behavior to protect your company and your employees.
Okay, good. Okay, the next question. We're going to do best and worst thing about the MSP industry. Now, I'm going to ask this in a slightly different way. You own an MSP, right?
That is correct. I do.
So let's start with this. What is the best thing about owning an MSP or running an MSP?
The best thing about owning an MSP is the worst thing about owning an MSP.
Tell me.
It's not easy. I would say because there's so many different skills that you have to stack and things you have to learn in order to run an MSP. It's not like a normal business where you learn one or two things. So you have to be a really true entrepreneur at heart, and you have to really grind and stack your skills, learning new things every day. And that is the best thing because you gain knowledge and understanding and insights. That's also the worst thing because you're using so much time, money, and effort into building this monster of a business.
Okay, great. The next one, maybe this is going to be the same answer, but if you have a different answer, you can tell me.
Yes.
What's the worst thing about the MSP industry or the MSP space in general?
I would say there's a huge disconnect and a lack of understanding what people actually need versus what many of these MSPs and vendors are trying to sell people. Everyone has a product. Everyone's trying to sell you this, sell you that, but they're not understanding and building their foundation of their company on philosophy of actually helping people with pain points and things that they need and guide them through that process and being that leader that company needs to understand where they're going, where they are, and where they're going with their company. And that doesn't necessarily mean in terms of just cybersecurity, but being a good person to help them thrive and succeed.
Okay, great. Let's see. Oh yeah, I like this question, but maybe a little silly. If you could eliminate one, if you could eliminate one cyber risk, is it risk? No, risk maybe isn't the word. If you could eliminate one cyber challenge, one cybersecurity challenge, what would it be?
I think that challenge would be what most of us are experiencing, especially with these larger companies and C-suites. The challenge of trying to get the point across to leadership of these companies of that IT and cybersecurity need to be part of their team, need to be part of the equation. But we need to have a seat at the table because they lack the understanding about the needs of IT and cybersecurity, how they really need it to protect their company, protect their clients and their patients, etc. So I feel this leadership is one of the most important things.
I'll put a slightly different twist on that. I guess this is what I was the original question going for. If you could eliminate one like cyber threat, I think threat is the right word. If you could eliminate one cyber threat, what would it be?
The threat of bad leadership. No. I mean, I would say that is technically a really big threat because when you have poor leadership in a company, all these threats get in. They don't have the right tools or people behind them to help them fight all the other threats out there. So a leader or CEO of a company could be the biggest threat of all.
I dig it. I like it. Great. Okay. Last one of the first section. What advice would you give to an aspiring MSP?
Don't do it, man. It's a trap. Don't run. No, get out of here.
Get out of it.
No, this is so much.
Save yourself.
I'm crying. I know. Save yourself, man. Now I would tell them that you can only go so far as you're building your business by yourself, that you need to learn to understand how to leverage partnerships, how to network, and leverage other people's abilities and gifts in order to help grow your business and build a great team to help grow that business. You can only go so far yourself. You are one person. You can only do so much. But the cohesive team that you're building and those people you can reach out to are phenomenal power that you can use and embrace.
Okay, I love it. So now we're going to move on to some more lighthearted questions. Some of them are a little silly. So if you don't, if it's, you can relax a little bit. But those are good. Those are good answers. These are more lighthearted. And this first question, I'll warn you, because only one person is interested in answering this question so far, is about the tech stack.
Okay.
If you had unlimited money, what tech stack would you have? Is that an interesting question for you, or
I could try and answer. I mean, if I had unlimited money, I would feel that you have to be careful as an MSP and as a tech person because you tend to see these nice new shiny objects and you just want to add it and add it and add it. And you create so much compounding effects of that where things aren't simple anymore. You've complicated your entire tech stack. So if you have unlimited money, that could be a very bad thing for an MSP possibly. But you do want to make sure you have the right stack of items in your tech stack, that you're not making it so complicated that you can actually help out the people you're trying to help with it. Because it can have that reverse effect if you don't.
Yep, that's interesting. I didn't think about that. Like, because you need to integrate everything and actually use everything properly. Yeah. It's not like just more and more is the best way.
Less is better. I'm learning that kind of the hard way.
Less is better.
I see shiny objects.
Okay, that's great. This one's funny. You have like two companies, no? Or is the one thing?
I have technically 3 and one I work for.
Okay, so this question you can go however you like. It's a bit of a silly question. If your company was let's say, if your company was a movie genre, what genre would it be?
Ooh, a Stephen King film, possibly.
What was that, sorry?
It could possibly be, as it started out, as a Stephen King film. but I'm hoping to kind of make it go towards more of a notebook kind of movie eventually, you know?
Okay.
I'm hoping for the best here. Romanticizing my business.
Okay, I like that. I like that a lot. That's great. Okay, what keeps you up at night?
Caffeine.
Anything like anything else?
I think worrying about if I'm doing enough to help protect people, if I'm doing enough to help educate people, if I'm doing enough to lead people around me in order to help them strive for the best. I just always think I can always be doing more, but I'm no do less. You only do so much. I think I can just do so much. I have all the time in the world. So I stress out like I can do this, I can do that, but I can't do everything. So it's very stressful.
That's very fair. That's very fair. Okay, this one is super silly. So feel free not to answer. Describe your company in 3 emojis.
Do middle fingers count?
Can
Just
be, yeah,
kidding.
yeah. That's an emoji, I think, somewhere.
I think it has to be like 3 of these emojis, just of these. 3 of these guys.
3 of those guys, yeah.
That's my company right there.
And why is that?
Because as much as I enjoy building this company, I have to realize at the end of the day, I have to make sure it still stays fun and still stays creative, and it still is just something that I'm not taking too seriously, and not so I don't stress out so much about it. So I gotta keep the silly and the fun and the creative there. At the end of the day, we still gotta go home to our families and whatnot and breathe.
Right.
You know, I can't take that, shouldn't take all that work home with me. So yes.
Yeah, I dig that. So those are all the questions. Do you have anything you'd like to get off your chest?
Yeah, buddy, I actually do. No.
Oh yeah. I don't like you. I don't like the
Let me
thing.
tell you, I want this.
We used to have a pig.
Not real. I think.
It's
Yeah,
not
I
that.
think one thing I say is just as people running businesses, having families, having friends, we need to remember to lead ourselves and our lives in a way that we have time for ourselves, to heal ourselves, to be ourselves, because that stuff reflects back into the family, into the business, into the clients. So you have to protect your body, mind, and soul so that you can show up as the best person that you know how to be in life and in business. And that starts with self-leadership.
Hell yeah. I like that.
Yeah.
Last thing, story time. Do you have any interesting, weird, helpful ghost story? I don't know, something? If not,
This is one time at band camp. Just kidding. I have some inspiring
I
stories.
like that.
I mean, I was at Cyber Summit yesterday in San Diego, and I had the most amazing conversation with the guy from one of the vendors. I'm not sure I should mention his name, so I won't. But he was telling me that, like, this story was just so profound. He told me that there's some things he went through to where he is now. He is using this technology that's helping him stimulate his back muscles to kind of help keep him walking and stuff of an accident that he went through. And he was just telling me this story that was just so profound to be just connected and just showing how human we are. But yet he was explaining to me also how he's helped build businesses, build teams, and build leadership around people because he's just, despite all odds, he's still here. So it just shows like he still has so much to do and give that maybe he doesn't see it yet, or eventually maybe he does. I'm not sure. But to go through so much, then it was very inspiring. So I'm hoping that if we explain too much of it, I don't want to give away was, but it was a really good story there. But from what he went through to where he is now, and it was just very. I'm gonna have him on my podcast, so maybe one day when he comes on, you guys will get to see him.
Yeah.
I'll explain a little bit more.
I'm game. Okay, that's great. Cool.
Yes.
Right, that's fine. We'll stop recording.
Woo!
Good.